Okay, I would request our own, I would say the person who's giving the insight to our company, Textile Information Services Limited. Yes, no, it's not Mr. Runta. Let's invite Mr. Rajiv Merchant, our CEO for Textile Information Services Private Limited. He always says that alone we can do so little together. Alone we can do so little together, but we can do so much when we are together. And therefore, Rajiv Merchant, let me tell you something about himself. He is one of the he has infused this renewed energy, drawing on nearly 40 years of experience that he carries. He has held leadership roles at Portico, Boutique Living, Trigger Jeans, and also founded the Tangerine brand, known for blending global design trends with Indian taste. Rajiv continues to drive innovation and growth in the Indian home retail space. However, Mr. Runta has already spoken about him, that how he is steering the Textile Information Services Limited for us. So Rajiv, welcome to you too. He will be the moderator. So over to Rajiv.
Thank you, Vikash. I think it was thanks for the introduction, but I do not deserve it. But I will continue. Let's not waste time. Okay. I'll start by giving some background. We started this program not exactly as a brand, but informal way in a Bangalore show in December, where we had World of Sleep seminar and the leading people from the industry were there. So one of the observations was made at that point of time for our friend Mr. Suleiman from Darpan Furnishing, Hyderabad. He says, when I get into new villa, I get order for 10 lakh rupees of furnishing, 2 lakh rupees of bedsheet sets, and 30,000 rupees per mattress, 3 mattresses. The point is, for such a critical utility item for our life, why the investment is so low. And I have been also told that 4 things we should never compromise in our life to live better. They are specs, shoes, seat cushion, and mattress. If you have these 4 things right, your life is more comfortable. And still, we are not investing. That's a reality of life. And when he says 30,000, he says this I have to say optimistically, so that I don't distress my mattress company friends. That was his reaction at that point of time. So I think that gave birth to the topic here. What should we do to sell more expensive mattress to consumer by giving better solution? And from that perspective, I think I'll start the discussion with you, Karan. I think you have taken a very strong, unique, technology-based positioning and communicating the same very well, online, offline, both. How do you take from here? Maybe to me, okay, it's a wonderful brand positioning and seems to be doing very well. But let's say if you have to double the ASP of your mattress tomorrow, how would you look at that?
Thanks, Rajivji. For the audience, I'll just introduce what we do. We are the sleep company. We have been in the market for almost 6 years, and we sell mattresses, obviously, as the name goes. We come up with a proprietary technology. We add a smart grid. As you rightly said, I don't think it's about selling an expensive mattress to the consumer. It's about making the customer aware that why a good mattress is needed for him. Unfortunately, in our country, while you counted 4 things that are important for comfort, sleep and mattress both have been neglected part of our society. We as consumers don't believe in resting more. That's a problem of India, right? We believe to work more. That's changing now. I feel as more and more consumers are getting more health conscious, as people are realizing the need of being more healthier, people are realizing how it is important to focus on sleep. And when you think about sleep, the first thing is to get the correct mattress for yourself. And over there, what we have been trying to do is always trying to tell consumer what right technology they need to invest in and how a right technology will help them get better sleep. So with that, obviously, people count us premium, but I don't say that. We are at market price. As I said, around 30,000-35,000 is also our ASP, where everyone is selling the market. but that's what consumer is able to see as value in the product. Consumer is demanding, they are asking for longevity in the product. If you can commit that, if you can give a good quality, give the product right at customer's home, then customer is ready to pay more. To double our ASPs, we just need to keep on trying to upsell, give consumer more to add on to his kitty, to the basket he has created, and obviously give him better quality mattress. We just launched an artificial intelligence mattress in which we are giving a feature where the mattress will adjust as per your body's requirements. The cost for the mattress is 2.5 lakhs, and we are seeing consumer demand coming from a city like Jaipur, coming from a city like Surat for such mattress also. So I'll say that saying it is an expensive is a myth. Providing a good quality mattress and then educating customer that why this is the mattress you need is what is needed.
So I think I'll just take it from here. One is the functional aspects, which I'm sure all of you are experts will take care of it. But the second part, which is educating the customers, which is a combination of retail experience, plus sales promoter in the shop, and marketing. These are the three integral part of how you induce the customer. So somewhere down the line, are we giving justice to them? I think somewhere down the line, are we focusing too much on the functional aspect and ignoring the other aspects? Uttam, would you like to answer that?
Pleasure. So firstly, thank you Rajiv, Rumtaji and HGH for having me part of this panel. I think the answer to your question, if I can put it very simply, is we need to sell better sleep and we need to sell sleep better.
Okay.
I think that's the problem statement which has come out quite clearly through the initial introductory part of the discussion. We all know now what the problem statement is. One context setting which I want to do is, how do we define premium in the mattress industry? I think just to level certain expectations, 30,000 by all reference points is a premium price point in the Indian mattress industry context. And if I want to draw a cue from the previous presentation of Rohan, where mass could be probably defined as below 15,000 price point, your masstige could be a 15 to 30,000 price point, your premium could be a 30 to 50,000 price point, and anything above 50,000 is pretty much considered luxury in context of the Indian mattress industry. Now obviously these numbers are not hard encoded, it will change from geography to geography, demography to demography, but as a generalization, let's work with these numbers for the purpose of today's discussion. So a 30,000 price point by all means is an adequately premium price point. However, I would be, failing in my duty if I mention that all of us are operating at that price point. So Rumtaji has already asked us to be honest and not claim to be at premium price points all by ourselves. It's a journey. It's a journey which most of us have started undertaking post-COVID. It's a combination of retail upskilling, as you mentioned, so experience, the consumer experience, and also the retail sales associate, their training, their ability to translate the product features into advantages and benefits and all of that. That is a journey which we've all started taking. It has been aided by digitization. That was another point which came out of Rohan's presentation, is digital interventions make it easier to premiumize the offerings. However, there are certain barriers, and I think this discussion would not be incomplete without acknowledging the large 70% unorganized segment which was mentioned in the previous presentation as well. It's not just the online versus offline, because by now I think most of us realize both of them are working harmoniously in sync together. Most of us have now become omni-channel players, but the real fight is between the organized and the unorganized segment, and that is where we have to look at product innovation. That is where we have to look at quality standards for mattresses in general. That is where we also have to look at retail upskilling. So it's a long journey, but it's the right journey to be undertaken. It's fantastic that HGH has brought together discussion on premiumization, because we are at the crossroads where this will determine the shape of the industry moving forward over the course of the next decade or so.
Great. So I just want to take two examples here. I obviously don't wish to name a brand, but I saw one brand giving a terrific experience inside the shop at maybe 15 years back, whereby you have bed, you have mood lighting, you have music, you have aroma, and they will ask consumer to go and sleep, and they were selling at very high ASP in India. Okay? I saw the shop in Surat, maybe. Somewhere down the line, I think they were probably early for the time. And now, as we speak, they don't focus on the same strategy. But my point is, I think that is probably a good experience which one should give to really, and maybe that company, that retailer has replaced the mattress, maybe is selling still more than luxury, 60,000 plus luxury mattress even today of some other brand. Maybe that another brand is not giving that kind of experience, but they are selling well. The second example in the panel discussion today, we have Mr. Siddharth from Deco Home, Calcutta, young next-gen retailers. They have been traditionally family selling mattresses for years. Of course, now it's only 20% of the business because they do other businesses very well. But the point is, even in that city, he says 60,000 rupees is my ASP, which I comfortably sell. The question is, I think let's assume for a time being, if you create 2,000 Mr. Siddharth Deco Home kind of shop, what happens to the industry? Would you like to react, Mr. Abhishek?
Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks to HGH, Mr. Uttam, and thank you, Vikas, for the wonderful introduction. To add to what Karan and Uttam just mentioned about the customer experience, like you said, the customer wants the experience to be very good at the store. But I'm sure they will agree with me when the customer just does not need a good experience in the store. It is right from the point of introduction of your brand, whether it is through newspapers or social media or any other platform, up to coming into the store, the presentation, like Uttam said, that how can we improve the skills of our salespeople, how they put across the point, where I personally, I'm a very strong believer that a mattress is always an investment, it's not an expense, because you are spending about 1/3 of your life on it. But often when we say this, it comes across as just a mere selling point, but it's a fact. The customer wants complete help and guidance in choosing the right mattress. They want, like Karan said, the delivery to be prompt. No issues or any challenges faced, the logistical challenges. Now because of the FinCorp coming up and the online platforms helping us, I'm sure they are also taking good advantage of that. There are platforms helping us with EMIs, so customer does not stop at one point. They want an experience, an out and out experience of the mattress. Even after buying it, there may be some challenges which are faced after buying the product. The customer could, create an issue after buying the mattress after a month. Even now that the platforms are very useful and people go on these platforms and put up complaints. So the experience never ends. It's not just confined to the store or point of sale.
Yeah.
It is a long, relation. And I also personally feel that the mass mattress industry, like how Uttam said, and also Mr. Runga took away the liberty from us, introducing ourselves as a luxury brand, which we can't no longer do in this panel. But the mass helps the brand to introduce a mattress to a consumer. Now whether the consumer comes back to us as a brand or Uttam or Karan, but the next time when he buys a mattress, there will definitely be, a shift towards a better mattress, a premium mattress or a luxury mattress. So the experience, you rightly said, there are different ideas where people, approach how to make a customer happy and convert the sale. So the experience never ends. It is always going to be there. And plus now we are all very, prevalent with accessories coming on board. So today he could buy a mattress, a few weeks down the line he can come back for a comforter, he can come back for a pillow. and there are different accessories. Karan is, when Sleep Company is promoting a lot of these accessories which we never thought of could be sold on the, you know, the counters. So there are different ways, and yes, we should, all of us, put in all efforts at all different points of the experience.
So great, Abhishek. I think the way you look at it is, I think the experience starts from viewing the online advertisement or for first customer connect, then making customer experience of product, whether online, offline, selling and post-sale service, right? That's fine. Now coming to the experience, I think the way we look at it, maybe I'm an outsider, so we try to be looking at from a different eye. We say that, and there's a World of Sleep, there's a show what we are launching, which I don't wish to discuss now, this is not a right platform. We'll show you the AV for that. But in a bedroom of a customer, probably customer needs 50 different things, starting from mattress to bed sheet to mattress protector to curtain to air purifier to air conditioner to aroma to mood lighting, so on and so forth. And everybody talks about a single product solution of what we are good at. We are not looking at a customer bedroom and giving a best sleep solution. That's the one part of the problem. The second part of the problem is, in a country like India, sleeping better is better for you. That itself is a project which somebody has to take. To an outsider like me, these are marketing problems, because this has been resolved in a lot of categories. Other categories, even within the home. There is a lot of premiumization has happened probably in paints to, let's say, air condition to furnishing to bed sheet. I think we see a lot of that happening across all categories. What can industry do within mattress industry and take up that project if there is a possibility of doing so? And if that gets going, I'm sure all of you will benefit. If Karan, your comments on the same.
See, honestly, Rajiv, I'll say that it's part of what Sleep Company has built as a journey, right? Because, as I said, we sell mattresses, that's the core, the name is Sleep Company. But what we've been trying to build is provide the best-in-class sleep and sitting solutions. Now, forget the customer. We also never imagined that we will be perceived as a brand which is a technological and innovative brand providing these solutions. But we started on that journey a few years ago, and we have been building on it. And as you said, it's a complete package. And I think in the presentation I saw, it's not about experience at stores alone. If you just called out the 5 sense experience, you move into any Sleep Company store, you will realize that we are offering that today. We are offering the aroma, the music, a headphone, an eye mask, and we ask the consumer to sleep in the store for 20 minutes. An average consumer is spending 45 minutes in my store, and that's why the conversion rates are high. But that journey has not started in the store. That journey started when he researched for me online. He saw positive reviews. Then he was nudged himself to move into the store. The experience continued in the store. He did the billing. And now, since he has spent, as I quoted, 30,000 luxury money, he is expecting a great experience in post-sales. He is expecting the product to reach to him in top-notch condition, sustain for its warranty period, and keep on helping him provide more. We kept on doing it, and now we see in that bedroom, I'm able to push in a recliner sofa, I'm able to push in a recliner bed, I'm able to sell him an height adjustable desk, an office chair, because consumers believe that the brand is able to provide them a great experience, a great technology at a price which is ready to pay from his pocket. So consumers are ready to upgrade themselves. That is happening. That is happening faster than the mass growth. Obviously, the larger TAM is lying in the mass space, but the growth is happening faster in the premium segment of the market. And with getting more categories and entering into them and offering to the consumer, they are happy to stick to one brand. They don't want to go to multiple brands. And we have seen that journey with ourselves. When we are launching the comfort and technological solutions consumers are accepting them and buying from the sleep company. So I think that rather than the industry doing it, it will be individual brands doing it on their own. What we need to do definitely as an industry is more education. Today, India as a country is still having a replacement cycle of 10 years, whereas the US is operating at a replacement cycle of 5 years. Even the South Asian nations outside nearby India are operating a replacement cycle of 7 years. So why 10 years in India? We need to bring it down so that consumers are able to upgrade faster. And that's where the industry will benefit a lot in coming years.
So great, Karan. I think I just wish to say two things here. I mean, to me, still 30,000 should be upgraded. That's my personal view. Okay? And it's too low benchmark. What we are happy with being a premium category. That's the first point I would like to make. Second part, I think when we two things I will say. One, we will say technology upgrades. So like a lot of companies in the US are doing custom-made mattress. They take your measurement on computer and deliver you the solution. And maybe you are doing AI, something like 2.5 lakh rupees. Uttam, my question to you would be whether 50,000 AI-based such mattress, would it be a solution? Would you think so? That's one part. And the second part would be, actually I have a serious concern about this data about replacement cycle of 10 years in India. Because I think whatever data I took from Mr. Sundaresan in terms of number of mattresses sold in a year and number of probably consumers who use the mattress, to me the cycle is between 20 to 30 years with whatever data ISPF is. So would you like to throw light on the same, Uttam?
So okay, I'll answer both the points, right? On the replacement cycle, I think it's closer to 10 years is my understanding than 20 years. And as with most Western countries, the replacement cycle in India is also shortening. So every 2 to 3 years that ISPF does the survey, we find that the replacement cycles are getting shorter and shorter. So it's a matter of time maybe before it comes to single digit and converges to the 7 to 8 year, which seems to be the benchmark in most developed countries, right? I have a slightly differing perspective on whether that will help premiumize or not, because oftentimes faster replacement cycles lead to the use and throw kind of disposable mindset, which is a counter force to premiumization. And one of the growth levers for premiumization and communication of premiumization to the consumer is increased warranties and durability, which expresses the brand's confidence in the product. So that remains to be seen. Yes, lower replacement cycles helps brands sell more. Does it help us sell better? I don't know. That is something which time will help us understand. I think your first question was on use of AI or more technology in mattresses and whether that helps us up the price points from a 30,000 to a 50,000 to a 70,000. So you mentioned in your previous comment that there was a retailer in Surat who was doing something which was way ahead of its time, right? And Centuries had a previous experience something similar, where we partnered with a Bangalore-based startup called Dozy in 2017. Where nobody had even heard of IoT and all of these gizmos and gadgets in mattresses. And we did a pilot in Telangana with a few households, and we realized that we were way ahead of time. Those houses were not ready for such kind of electronics. Some bedrooms were not even air conditioned, and things like that. The second perspective I have there is that again we are trying to sell a sleep solution. One of the things we do to educate consumers is to use less technology and less digital, media in their bedroom space. And this is again a counter force to that. So I feel there is a limited utility with such things. It helps premiumize a brand and its perception, which is very important, because then you can actually slip in your real premium offerings. But to do that, then again, you have to look inward. So when I started this session, I said you have to sell better sleep and sell sleep better. I think we're talking a lot about selling sleep better. What can we do to sell sleep better? But to sell better sleep, we need to look inward and see what exactly is needed to sell good sleep, right? So a mattress has pretty much, there's a holy trinity. There's a comfort, Point number one. Point number two is the support, and then three is the surface microclimate or the micro environment on the surface of the mattress. So if you take care of these three hygiene factors, you have a good mattress. But then is that adequate? Or do our quality standards need to go beyond that to premiumize, right? So then you have to look at using sustainable materials, you use natural materials, you use recyclable materials. You look at certifications for being, chemical free or volatile organic compound free, lesser emissions, things like that. This journey does not start at the retail touch point and upgrading the sleep experience or the selling experience or the buying experience. This is a journey which has to start at your factory. It has to start at your sourcing from your vendors. You audit your vendors to see if they are providing you with sustainable materials and whatnot. And only if you start your journey there does that get encoded in your organization and your brand's DNA. So to sell premium mattresses, I need to have that premium mindset, where I am not looking at the lowest bidder to buy my raw materials. I am not looking at the cheapest machinery, but I am doing all the right things in terms of my back-end processes to actually get to that 30,000 and beyond price point. So in that sense, I think one thing which I try and do, and at Century we try and do, is we try and remind ourselves why we are here, and our positioning is we are India's sleep specialist. So price points is a derivative or a byproduct of what I am trying to sell, which is good sleep. It is a health offering, it is a wellness offering. It is not just a fashion offering, because there is very limited design component which gets recognized once a bedsheet is thrown onto it. But once we recognize the utility of it in health and wellness, we try and do better things at the back end, which can actually translate to premium products, premium selling experiences, and hence premium price points.
Great. Abhishek, would you like to have your take on my question?
Yeah, so Uttam has pretty much covered everything, but AI definitely will be a game changer. There are a lot of technologies which are coming in, people are testing the same. To second what Uttam is saying, that I think with time when I don't know how the ISPF is also working for it, and we as an industry also for a very long time have been working on it, that how do you control the quality of the mattresses being sold in the market? Because by and large, when you look at the unorganized sector, there is no such standard which is being followed. So when you go to electronics, there is a standard. You go to, we use chemicals day in, day out at our plant. So there are standards which are followed by all the manufacturers. But sadly, when it comes to mattresses, we have our own standards. When I say we include the unorganized market also with us as an industry, because they help us sell the high-end mattresses also, because that's the it's like a differentiating point between what is good and what is not. Slowly, people are realizing the fact that sleep is important. I don't remember the exact data, but I read it somewhere last week that the urban young Indian, 70% and more of urban young Indians are not getting good sleep. So AI is a good way to measure your sleep quality, measure your, how your mattress is performing. If you bought a new mattress and the company has, claimed that it is AI backed and there is a better sleep cycle which you will achieve, I am definitely sure that these kinds of add-ons today seem like an add-on, but a few years from now will be like a standard that it needs to be there.
Okay, I think I just would want to make one remark and probably ask audience for the question. To my belief, I think as an industry category, we are a bit more technical. Okay, and typically in the consumer-facing product, you just don't sell technology, you sell psychology also, and that's the one part which I feel we need to address. Just to make one point clear, in this fair yesterday, one company sold 4 lakh rupees 2 bedding sets during the show, and probably that company is selling 1.5 lakh rupees to 1 lakh rupees bedsheet very regularly, selling to Indian customers, and that's a Indian market whom all of us are catering to. So let's ask questions to ourselves and see whether any soul searching is required. I leave it at that. I want audience to ask any question.